Good day to all. This is Ramya Rose, Assistant Professor from the Department of Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning. And in this video, we will be discussing on the stream operations in Java that comes under the subject Advanced Java Programming with the subject code 22CS307. In the previous video, we saw about the basics of stream, where we discussed about the definition of stream, the importance of stream, how different way we can create streams, and then we just saw the gist of like what are the different operations concerned with stream. So this is actually the architectural structure of a stream, where I told you in the definition video itself, a stream will be just a passage which is going to pass series of input which is already stored somewhere through a computational steps or computational series and produce the final result to a destination. So somewhere this is actually the stream part, which is fetching some information from your stream, I mean source input to a output or destination. This is actually a source, which could be any array or list data structure. From here, the stream is going to fetch and pass series of data into a final result. But how come the final result is done is, it is passed through some series of operations. You have got two types of operation with respect to Java stream. One is intermediate operation and other one is the terminal operation. You will always have one terminal operation for the stream concept, and you can have more than one operations with intermediate. So intermediate operations, some of the examples we have mentioned, I will also discuss it in detail. First, we can see the meaning of this diagram. So we have a input storage, which could be an array or a collection or a list, whatever it is. From here, the stream fetches information and passes through a series of intermediate operation. Intermediate operation is just some processing of information where you take the relevant information which is much needed for my terminal operation. Terminal operation is going to be the final operation that will yield my final result, and that final result is put in a destination or again a storage, which could be an aggregate result of count or sum or min, max, and so on. So here are some of the examples of intermediate operation. First, I will tell you what an intermediate operation is. So intermediate operation, in the sense, it is not going to yield you a final solution, but it yields a solution which could be added or which can act as a source for your final computation. Say, I will tell you an example. You have got a database or an Excel file with so many rows and columns, which could be a database about a student data of particular class, where you need to do a computation on particular things. Say you have got a database with the register number, name, then the CGPA details. I need to fetch the top 5 students. So to fetch the top 5 students, first I need to sort the database with respect to the CGPA. So the sorting is actually the pre-step for my final solution, where I'm just doing a task which will help me yield my final solution. So that intermediate thing which we are doing as a pre-step for your final calculation, you call it as intermediate function. There are certain intermediate operations. One is the filter, map, flag map, distinct, sorted, limit, skip, and so on. So filter predicate P simply says that predicate is going to be a condition. Based on this condition, I'm going to filter my elements. So after filtering, again I get a fresh batch of elements. That elements will be now passed into another stream. Again, if we need, we can go on certain other intermediate computation, or directly we can put it into a terminal function. Map function will map particular elements to certain function. Say you have f of x is equal to x plus 1. So for every element, say x is equal to 1 or 2 or 3, whatever it is, when you keep increase or changing the element, it is mapped to certain other value with respect to the function. And flat map will just flattens the stream, which means it will try to reduce the number of elements into a particular stream. Distinct will remove all the duplicate elements and create a fresh stream with unique elements. Sorted out from the already existing information stored in a source, you are trying to take information in an ordered, custom ordered way, which could be either ascending or descending way, you will be mainly using the comparator of concept of collection framework. You also have a skip method or skip interface, skip operation as intermediate operation, where skip and then a integer or a number will try to skip the number of elements. Say skip 2, it will skip the first 2 elements. And here are some of the terminal operations. Say for each to array, reduce, collect, count, min, max, and so on, which says that these are the final computation that is to be done with the elements that is passed through the stream. For each performs a given action to every element of that particular stream. To array collects the elements of a stream into an array. And reduce will combine the elements of a stream using a given function and returns a single result. It is trying to reduce the value. And collect collects the elements of a stream into a collection or other data structure, something similar to array. And count is going to give the total number of elements in the stream. Min and max will return the minimum element and maximum element of the stream. So simply streams would help you in passing off information right from the input or the source to the destination through some series of computation. The computation could be either an intermediate operation, or it could be a terminal operation. And for every stream concept, you can have more than one intermediate operation, but then your terminal operation will be single, which will produce an output, and that will be stored in a test.